I am from a childhood of abuse, so I definitely know the difference between discipline
Well,
and
well,
abuse.
well, bring it up before I get into the comments. Tell your story, or as much as you're willing
Um,
to divulge.
so it was just a fact of, my father worked a lot and never really, which is interestingly enough because he was a cop and he didn't really put too much effort into any investigations or any qualms of what happened at the house. If stepmom said that this happened, that's pretty much what he went with. And if he had a bad day at work, it was a horrible day for us. Even though we had straight A's, did all of our chores, cooked, laundry, all that stuff or whatever, it didn't really matter. None of it really affected any of it. And it really drove a huge wedge between my father and I.
Well,
So when I finally moved to New York, I'm sorry, from New York to Florida, it was very easy for me to be like, I don't need you in my life. I never really needed you at this point. You provided the roof over my head and food in my stomach, but that was about it.
mhm.
How and then, flash forward a bunch of years later, now that I have kids, the only thing that I can say is he taught me how not to be with my own children. So, they always say, what's the stigma? You're not, you come from an abusive child household that, that carries along with you in your parenting. But I guess I broke the cycle because I never wanted my children to grow up the way that I did, questioning whether or not, one of their parents who's supposed to unconditionally love you for who you are and for everything that you are or whatever, because you're basically a part of them. I never wanted my kids to question that. And that's how I grew up. And it sucked. So I never wanted my kids to know that. And even after the couple of times that I've spanked my children, well, two of the three,
Mhm. Two of the
I've come to them afterwards and now I only got three. Thanks. Um, I've approached them afterwards and was like, listen, like, do you understand why
Yes,
I
yes.
went the route that I
Communication.
went to?
Absolutely.
The reason why I did this, and
The last of the nice guys.